The new version 7 in Vray now runs on Blender with its free beta, which is wild. Vray, if you don't know, is the OG of render engines. You can find it if you worked with 3D Max, Cinema 4D, SketchUp, Maya. The list is long. And now Blender is coming with full thrust. Getting Vray for Blender is easy. Just visit the Chaos main page. Then go to Architecture Product Vray and open all integrations. There you will see Vray for Blender, which is new and still on beta, so it's free for now, but it's also only compatible with Windows and Blender 4.2, so if you're on Linux or iOS, you might wait a bit to test it. So, to get the free beta trial, you just hit Join Beta, then sign in or log in. Just pick some options here for occupation and fields you're at, and the download button should be at the end. And you need to install it normally once you have it on your desk. So once you do all that, you can go to Blender's add-on list. The Vray should be there in the list. It might be unchecked at first, so just enable it by checking the box, and it will ask you to sign in again with the same account you made, simple stuff for one time, and you're good to go. Now if we go to the render engines list, Vray should be there. Here it is. And if I switch to it, many things will change, which is why this one is huge. You see, Vray is not like the default engines in Blender where you switch for specific render result, but more of a working style, because with it you have new geometry, new lights, better camera settings, more compositing options for post-process, and we will see that today. The Vray framebuffer is also here now if you're familiar with it, and it runs on CPU and GPU, but from what I see, GPU keeps lagging when switching between render and solid modes, so I stayed on CPU most of the time. If you select this point light and went to the settings, you will notice some differences there once we're on Vray. Picking color now has a temperature option by default, so no need for a black body. Light unit can be changed for more accurate choice. And include and exclude is a must in Vray lights from like 10 years ago. Things which Blender introduced last year as light linking, Vray still has it, with more options. Camera now has more options too, with 2 extra taps for Vray physical and dome cameras. The physical camera is the one to go with most the time. It's a real camera options inside 3D with shutter speed, f-stop, ISO sensitivity, and many more. The light menu is also expanded now, and one of the things I looked for the moment I opened Vray in Blender is the sun and sky option, cause that was dope back in my 3ds Max days. The moment you add it, everything will get privileged. White, cause by default, the value is set to be viewed from the camera, which we will see in a minute. But for now, you can select the Vray sun and tune down the power to something low, like 0.05 should be fine to see stuff around. More settings to go through for the horizon line and blurriness, which can help you align the sky better, especially with interior shots. A dope cloud option is also there for one-click enhancement. Like this is amazing, which you only get in Blender with paid add-ons, is easily controlled here with one tab. And the best thing is that it's organized, sun, sky, clouds, all edited in one area. Sounds about logic. One extra dope thing is since the sun and sky is linked together, if we move the sun down, it will go like a sunset, and not only out of power, which can help you make some OP time-lapse, cause all these options are key-frameable in Blender. The material shader is also new here, which is both good and bad. Good cause it gives you more option to experience. Bad cause it's not linked with the default shader system in Blender, so you can't switch materials from one to another. It's now called the Vray Node Editor, and inside, you need to use the Vray Material node to view colors or textures on your object. Now the cube is white, the 2 nodes showing are the Vray Material and the output, which is here in the Add menu, with many other new nodes to make you go crazy. The V-Ray material is like the principled BSDF with a bit of extra options and some shifts. At top, you have the opacity and color. Then you go down to the metallic and reflections, thickness, and other factors to make glass, stone, wood, basically anything using those numbers. You can add a V-Ray bitmap to import textures, so click and drop might not work here. And same with copying textures between cycles and V-Ray, you need to extract it, then import it, which sucks, not gonna lie, because if you try to add a cycles or EV shaded object, it will go solid in V-Ray and won't read the materials in it. Back to the lights, there is now something called mesh light, which is like the emission material when we assign it to the mesh, but it's more directed and with all the light options. Like if we need to add a hidden lights in a room, we would need to use area lights in Blender and scale them to fit. But with V-Ray, I can copy the shape, then add a V-Ray mesh light, and in its setting, assign the object there to cast light based on those parameters and the object's normal, so in one direction only, which is what we need in those cases. You can go and experience with other lights options from the new one, like the default Blender lights, still work fine with V-Ray. But there are some interesting one from the new set, like the Omni light, which casts rays in all directions from a single source. It's a fill light, but as I remember, it enhanced the shadows like crazy. In a good way though, so try them out one by one. Back when we added the sun and sky, things went white, and we needed to adjust the sun intensity, but you can leave it as B and adjust the camera settings, though this needs you to get some knowledge on real-life camera with options like the one we have here. The frame buffer in V-Ray is also amazing to get with. Here you can not only render your shot in real time, but also make some adjustment to it with those tabs on the top right, like the color correction, lens effects, sharpness, and blur, and most importantly, the denoiser. It's off by default, so you need to go here in the scene settings and check the box to enable it for both render mode and the frame buffer. Light mix is also need a check if you want to play with it, which might need a full video by itself, so we will keep it off for now. The shot should be noise-free on both render sides based on the samples you put, so that might need some adjustment based on what you're doing. Many other things to go through, but we will leave that for another video, so if you're interested, do like and subscribe before you jump into another weird stuff, and try it out while it's still free, 'cause you will like it for sure. See you guys next time and hope this one been fun. Stay sharp. Goodbye.